The game has started. It's my opponent to go first. I have duplicate A and duplicate S, so I'll be looking to sort those out. I have a move onto an E and also Vuma. So let's see what we can. No problem. I've also got caps on. No problem. Okay, so opponent to go first. Just waiting for him. Okay, so Ode and Vuma. I suppose I have Vuma through here. That sorts the rack out fairly nicely. The only better play I'd say would be something perhaps in column K. But I'm happy with Vuma for 20. Wow, 3 S's, okay. Got waxes through an E. I guess wax down here. Although leaving the X right next to the double, not ideal. Roseate, okay. Roseate, and I guess I have wax here. 3 S's. I'd love to get rid of one of those S's. 47's a decent score. I can't seem to see a way of getting the X tripled and then the whole word doubled. So that's a shame. Can't get the X, a 5-letter play with the X going down from this R, so I'm going to go with wax for 47. Okay, I've created a hotspot there. I just hope my opponent doesn't have the Z, because that'll be painful. A 70-point play or so. I'm expecting something to happen around this quadrant. So let's see what opponent does there before I commit to any. I suppose I have Sav here if it remains available for 30. Love to get rid of another S even. Okay, he's bingoed again. So I can't really take advantage of this V spot, which is a shame. Roseate, I believe, only takes a... I don't know if it even takes a D. I don't think it takes an S. So what do I do here? Just vex? I mean, doesn't give anything back to opponent, but I really need to sort out these S's. But that's a really hot spot there, not just for the Z, but even a K, 2 directions, gets my opponent 40 something. So just to mitigate the damage, I'm going to play the V off. Doesn't really help this rack either, the V. Yeah, I'll go with Vex. lost here. And gins I have, I suppose, here if it doesn't get blocked for 42. I expect that with these two S's on my rack and a third one played, I'd be pretty unlucky for opponent to have the fourth S and take that spot out. So he might just play through the R, but he'd need an F or an S to play there. Those are the only two tiles, and there's one of each right there, so let's hope he doesn't take that spot, because I need to get back in this game somehow. I've got the ing ending, so that doesn't really help because I've got too many consonants here. Yeah, I'm looking at gins as the play here. It would sort the rack out. Jigs, maybe. Jigs, nah, definitely gins. Unless I went with just the one N and then potentially the ing ending to play above the O there. All I have to do is draw one of these 7 I's or 6 I's. 7, yeah, 7 I's. Yeah, I might actually keep the N. And it still plays. ing bingos would still play there, so I think I'll go with gins and keep this rack leave. I don't draw I, unfortunately, so I draw 2 wretched U's. Almost organs if the one U was an E, but that doesn't help, so I've got yeah, I don't have much to work with on this rack. Score wise, it's going to be pretty limiting. Just looking at options to get rid of both U's. Looking at something through that E, a play like can't see it. Unsorged, no, ungorst. Anyway, I'll go with Vug here and see what I can. Okay, I've duplicated the N there. That's no good. Still have the un prefix. Maybe just dung, sort the rack out, get some decent tiles here. That looks a bit better. Not quite seeing a bingo straight off the bat. Let's have a look. Maybe I was thinking of peahens or something, a compound word. What have we got? We've got a PH, phage, fangs. We've got the SH. Just looking, I don't even have a, I was thinking of heapings through through an I. No I available. Got an E to work with here and a CH combo for Chag. Just thinking of compound words like Gen chaps or something like that. But is there a 7? That's what's on my mind here. No, I just can't quite see a 7. So how best to score? My H can go here. Maybe P-A-H. Is there a 5-letter word ending in A-H or E-H? I don't think Jenna might be, is it? Oh, it's Gerard. G-E-R-A-H, almost. G-E-R, yeah, that's, I don't think Jenna is good. Jenny's I'm thinking of, yeah, with the I-Z in between. Yeah, that would score fairly decently if I could somehow get across there. Jenna, no, it's Gerard, yeah. Okay. Not seeing, I mean, how does PAH look? 24, pretty weak. I expect to be scoring more with the H, to be honest. What about PAH? Yeah. Decent rack leave. PAH takes an O. I kind of have to open up at the moment, so I'm just going with it. Didn't draw an O, so my opponent probably does have an O. So he'll probably be taking that spot. That's a shame. Sieging. Does it play anywhere? Not currently, I don't think. Just looking at that R, and I cannot see an 8 beginning with the R. Does the T assist? E-jesting, if the I was an E. I don't think you can spell sieging like that. Just looks terrible. Yeah, that just looks so wrong. Anything with the N, perhaps. N does actually look like it helps this rack. Signing. Gingiest? Gingiest? Is that a thing? Gingy. I don't think it's gingiest, no. I'll try it, but I don't have much faith in it being good. The N, I'm just wondering if there's something. Niggiest, I don't think. No, definitely not. Niggliest maybe, but not. So, yeah, quite a deficit to make up there. Oh, opponents exchanged. I'll try this. Didn't think it would be good. I don't know how long ago that exchange happened, but I've been sitting here. I'm just going to look at sieging. I can't see it being good this way, but you never know. No. So let's see how we can resolve the rack. I mean, gig. It's a really nice rack leave. I don't want to become dependent on this ing situation because it doesn't always materialize. I'm going with gig. Yeah. Well, I'm just not quite getting to the bingo territory here, which is a shame. Burthen, okay. What have we got? Fundies, sun. I have the sun component, sun find. I have again. Undefined, no. Infusing, no. I've got the IN. I have the R to play through, although the U looks like it's more useful to bingo prospects. Unfind. No, I can't see it. Dag. I suppose I've got IDs here. What does that score? 33. Nah, still a bingo behind with a shocking rack leave. It's do I go for volatility? Go with fine here. 32 points. Rack leaves pretty hopeless, although I do have the S for going at the end of dag. And I guess there is a vowel to play through. I'm closing down 2 valuable bingo lanes, so let me just think about this. Can I score anything half decent with the F without blocking the board? That's the question. And have I exhausted all bingo opportunities? I mean, Fendines, no, Fensigned. I'm just going with fine here. It's as good as I can see. I draw the Z. Sozen doesn't quite reach. Do I have a 6 with the Z? Cannot see a 5 with the Z here. Z hotspots, where are you? The O hook for par, finally there, but can't play with the Z across, and it looks like I'd have to burn the S in order to utilize the spot. 33, maybe I just do that and hope for a monster Z play. Just not sure. Zell is good, but not going to get a great score there. I guess just ZO, but 34, bingo lane there, bingo lane there. What would I need to draw? At least an E and maybe an O. Do I go for this and just pray for the bingo? Or, wait a minute, maybe I play Zol here, and 37, that looks a bit better, yeah. Okay, finally, bingo territory. Yeah, okay, he's got in there for 45, so that was unideal. It was Astonied with an E, and what else do I have? Catenoids, that's a 9. I'm a large bingo behind, so I have Fantods here. But it's not a bingo. What am I going to do here? There's got to be a bingo. Diatrons. Through that. The C is what I'm looking at, but the E, Astonied and Sedation. Oh, but the SE. No, doesn't help. Something up here. Sedation, Astonied, anything else? Okay, I've got to go for one last. 5 tiles in the bag. D. I'll go for DOT. Down. Oh, OT is no good. Running out of time. DO. Where are you going to get rid of a D? I'm just going to go with odd here. Statins and dags. Wow. Still not enough to win. Anyway. Yeah, Fakir was quite a big score. So that's that was quite a dramatic finish, but not quite enough to get the win. So congratulations to my opponent. Let's see what I missed. Wow. Okay, I'll look at both racks. My opponent, he played Ode. It was the right move. Vuma was my play, but Avos was suggested at K5. Okay, I like that. Sorts the rack out nicely, and AMS rather than ASS. Yes, I do prefer that rack leave, although score's quite similar, so not much in it. Opponent's rack, Rosie 80 did score there, top one. So Wax for 47 was my play. Docile opponent got. Then Vex was my play, just to block, but Fars at 14J. Okay, that's quite nice. Sorts the rack out to an extent, I guess. And then still the S hook there. I guess the score was just so heavily outweighed the Vex play that Examiner liked that best, which I then did play there later, but I didn't. That was a miss, definitely. Vex inferior. Yawl was my opponent's play, so well done for spotting that. Fast, I then did play, and then opponent, he played nib down the bottom there, so could have had a much better rack leave, I guess. So examiner liked the other one. Gins, I did spot that, so that was okay. And center was my opponent's play, so he got the top one there. This was a bit of a tricky rack. Dunam. 9F. Okay. Dunam with the overlap. That's quite nice. And it kind of got the rack to an acceptable position for bingoing next turn, perhaps. I played Vug, and then opponent Leia was the best for 28, and he went with par for 11. So Dunnages, okay. I thought I'd missed a bingo there. I just could not quite work it out. So well done if you spotted that one. I just went with rack balancing. Telechir. Ah, nice. Okay. Opponent played L to balance. And then phages. I did spot phage, but not at M1 for such a good score. Phages and vugs with all the overlaps there. Very nice for 43. I don't know if I would have gone with that, because it would have given some score back and I would have still been a bingo behind. I went with par. It's a little bit safer. And then opponent inherit for 30, but he went with an exchange. And he exchanged, I see, 2 eyes probably, because he exchanged 2 tiles on that rack. And then this was the one, singeing. I was so close, because I thought sieging was one of... but that was on through the E I was trying sieging, but actually through the N, singeing, which was playable. So that was a miss. And I just rack balanced there for 23, so suboptimal. That was opponent's rack, no bingo there, but he got a good score with Berthen for 26. And then my rack, a little bit consonant heavy here, fine for 32 was my play, it scored well. Fakey was best for opponent, but Tycho, he played for 18 there. And Zol for 37 looks okay, that was my play. Yogi was best for 45, so opponent got that one in the top right. And this was the rack I thought sedation and Astonied, nothing else available, so I went with odd for 21, but 31 for Radon. Okay, there, parallel play, and not a bad rack leave actually, SIT, so worth considering that one actually. Radon. Okay, well I did manage to then balance the rack. Opponent then, that play pretty much buried me, unless there's a a play off the C there, but I don't think it would have scored much more than Statins. So Fakir for 51. Wow, well that's a small, almost a bingo in itself. So I was 110 behind at that stage. So it was a big ask to win from that position right at the death. So I caught opponent with about 7-8 points on his rack, and so 16 was the swing plus my bingo. So 80 plus 16, 96 wasn't quite enough to get me across the line. But yeah, that was the end of the game. So a little bit of a struggle in the middle there, and one or two missed bingos on both sides. And all in all, a pretty good game. Hope you enjoyed watching that one, and I'll see you next time.